Right, this video is just going to orient you to the lesson modules and where you're going to spend most of your time this term, getting used to sort of how each sequence works. And it's repetitious. They're each designed on the same writing process, so they have the same steps. And you've received an overview of this in your syllabus as well. But I'm just going to go into a couple of these modules, and we'll talk about the best way to navigate them to make sure that you always meet that final to be graded deadline for each module. If we go into weeks 1 and 2. It looks like this. You'll see in all cases it'll start with the span of time that's going to be covered, and of course this will look different from term to term, but you'll see the date span here. You'll see the title of the actual assignment that you're working on that you're going to submit for a grade, and then you'll get the deadline for that assignment up front. And then up here you're going to get two versions. This document here, this image, you can download it as a Word or a PDF version. And this is crucial because when you actually enter the module itself to start navigating these steps, the deadlines aren't there, right? It's just the steps. So you'll see these titles, step 1, step 2, and each of these elements will have associated work-related items that you'll have to download or view. And so if I click inside the module, you'll see it looks like this and the deadlines disappear. So ideally you download the schedule itself and have it handy. So the idea is that you would have, for example, the PDF version either printed out or on your computer so you can take a look at the due dates and then associate them with the steps. And the steps, like I said, are all going to remain the same. There's always 8 steps. So starting with the actual overview of the assignment all the way down to step 8 where you prepare and submit for final revision. I just want to talk about the actual steps themselves and expand on them a bit. Because again, they're going to duplicate across all these modules, all these steps. They're just going to be applied to a different assignment. So step 1 is going to always begin with identifying and assessing a problem or a need situation. And in technical writing, what prompts you to write in almost all cases is going to be either a problem that you see that you need to communicate about and maybe propose a solution to, or to identify a need and then to communicate that somewhere either laterally or up and down on the chain of command within your organization or your workplace. And so step 1 will always just be to identify and assess a problem or a need situation. And this is where you're going to create the assignment for yourself. And to do that, there'll be an overview of the assignment itself and the steps that you'll be asked to work your way through to actually begin working on the assignment. And then there'll be a video overview as well. So you can download this and put it and save it somewhere and have it handy so you can. It gives you the assignment instructions, and there's also a vocational situation report video overview, or it'll be there'll always be a video overview connected with the assignment that you're working on across these modules to reinforce what's in the written overview. So that's step 1. And then in all cases with the first step, once you actually assess the problem or the need situation, you'll be asked to post to a discussion board associated with the assignment itself, and there'll be particular objectives that you'll have to post in your new thread when you go into the discussion board. And again, you'll be using this to figure out how much time you have to do that. So usually for steps 1 and 2, usually it's 2 days. The assignment starts on a Monday, and you have to have the first steps done. That is, you have to read the overview and create your post and reflect on a model a couple of days after the assignment starts. And that step 2 is where you'll have already received the overview on the assignment. Now you'll get to take a look at a model that was produced in a different situation by a different student. You'll engage and reflect on that model, so you'll be able to download it here, and there'll be a walkthrough video of the model itself, and it's just going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the model and what it's attempting to do. And then you're going to post your response to that model, your own assessment of its strengths and weaknesses based on your understanding of the assignment, to this model discussion board forum. And again, that constitutes the first 2 steps being complete. And so you'll have to assess the deadline and make sure that you can work your way through these first 2 steps and meet the deadline, which is just going to involve, in this case, a couple of posts. And the VSR model forum is meant to get you in there, and you can see how other people are reacting to the assignment, what their understanding is of what it's supposed to be doing, and what their assessment is of its strengths and weaknesses, which will then give you more ideas for other ways that you can consider how to approach the assignment itself to make it better. Steps 3, 4, 5, and 6 for looking at here, they're going to have their own associated deadline. And they're going to take you through the process of you'll have to identify a primary and a secondary audience. So you'll already have created your writing situation based on the overview and the model. All right, now you have to figure out who you're writing it to. Who is your audience in the organization that you're working on? And there'll be an overview of this process here. There's a video overview of assessing primary and secondary audiences as well. And then step 4 is to create an initial draft. And so again, this is where you're looking at this time span between these two deadlines. So you just got finished with steps 1 and 2, and usually you'll have about 5 days to get through step 6. And part of that process is actually then obviously creating a draft. Then you'll have to step 5 revise that draft, and that means not only revising for content but proofreading as well. And part of that process of revision is going to be posting to another forum. So this is where you'll go in and you'll post your own revision objectives for the draft that you've created. So you'll have created a draft that obviously needs improvement because it's still a draft. You'll have received the overview on the assignment and a model, and so you'll have an idea of what you want to do to make it better. And you're being asked to post your ideas for revision to your own document to the rest of the class, and this will give you again a chance to see what other people are doing, how they're approaching the situation, and what they're going to do to make their document better. And so, which also then might give you some ideas for how to make your document better as well. And then step 6 is to apply design principles to shape the usefulness of the initial draft and post your initial draft to your VSR peer exchange group. And this involves designing for scannability, which you've already revised for content and grammar, and now you're going to actually design for usefulness. So this involves the visual design of your document. And you'll see some examples here, and there's a designing for usability video that'll help you with this process.
At this point, I'm going to add some video. I got rid of some video and added some more recent video to this overview because steps 6, 7, and 8 look a little bit different. Not so much step 8, but step 6 and step 7 definitely do. And that just has to do with the submission and peer review approach. Previously, we used discussion boards to do that. I did away with that because Turnitin now has a nice peer review program built into it. So now step 6 and step 7 are actually all built into Turnitin as well. When you're ready with your draft, which is when you prepare and submit your initial, in this case the VSR draft, but any draft, they'll always be the same type of step. It'll always be step 6. You'll just go to view complete. This will take you in and you'll see your name, first name and last name filled in here because you're enrolled in the class, so it'll already have your name up here. All you have to do is give it a title, choose from my computer, or choose from your computer, or wherever it'll let you search whatever you have available. Just make sure you have a digital copy of the document so you can upload it. And once you actually get past this part, once you choose the document, you'll hit upload. And then it's going to show you a picture. It'll take a second while it uploads, and it's going to show you a thumbnail version of the document, and then you can confirm that it's the right document. Make sure that you actually get past that step, and that means, like in this section of the screen here, you'll see the thumbnail, and it's asking you to confirm, but hidden down here is going to be the confirmation button. So make sure you always scroll down. In this case, it's not going to say upload because you've just done that. It's going to say confirm. You hit confirm, and then it's going to give you a small digital Turnitin receipt that you can copy if you want to. And that's how you submit all your assignments through Turnitin. Let me go back out here. The peer review step is right here. So instead of actually having to go into a discussion board, find your group, upload your draft, and then reply with peer review feedback, it's all taken care of in this step. I can't really demonstrate the step outside of actually being in a peer review, but if you hit view complete here, you're not going to view anything. What you're going to do is you'll get 3 different drafts from your classmates. You'll get a set of questions with each draft. You'll get boxes where you can input your feedback, and from there you read the drafts, you review the questions, you offer your feedback, and you hit submit. And this is a process that'll take place over the course of 2 days. So your drafts will always be due on a Tuesday. You'll always have till Thursday of that week at midnight to get your peer reviews done. And it is a process that you can start and stop. You can save as you go, log out, come back in later. As long as you get it done by the deadline, you'll meet that peer review objective. So that's step 7, and it looks this way at this point.
again, this is where the peer review process gets a little dicey. You don't have to do everything everybody in your group told you that they thought you should do relative to revising your document. You're going to make your own assessment, right? It's just other classmates' advice, right? Which means that they're not experts yet, but they have a sense of what the assignment's about. So you have to do your own assessment of the feedback provided to you and decide what you're going to use and what you're not going to use. And then the last step is to basically, between this date and the final revision date, you'll incorporate any changes that you got from your peer review group, any other changes you had based on your own assessment of your document, and then you'll submit the final revision for a grade. And that's the culmination of step 8. And you'll see here that the submission area is going to be associated with the turn it in assignment, and that's not anything you need to worry about. It's all built into Blackboard. So you hit view complete. So once you hit view complete, you'll be taken into a page that looks like this. It'll give you the assignment overview in terms of what the assignment title is and the start, due, and post dates. And you hit the submit button. Your name will already be filled in here. You have to give it a title. And just make it something simple. Take note here of the word types or the file types allowed. And this is actually even more limited. You have to submit either as MS Word or as a PDF. WordPerfect, straight HTML, RTF, and plain text aren't guaranteed to convert any type of design, visual design adjustments that you've made to the document. So you have to make sure that you're using MS Word, or that you've already converted something that captures your design adjustments into a PDF format. And if you need help with this, let me know. I can give you some free alternatives, namely openoffice.org, where you can download an Office suite comparable to MS Word that will allow you to make these kind of adjustments. So again, let me know about that. But so you're submitting as MS Word or as a pre-saved PDF that captures your visual, your document design formatting. Then you choose File, and you go find your document wherever it's at on your hard drive. So I go find my Word document as a VSR. Once you see it here, you know it's ready to go. You hit upload and give it a second, and it's going to convert your document. And at this point, you'll see that any type of bold facing that you had, any type of italics you use, basically most design adjustments you've made are not going to be captured in this view here, but that's okay. They're going to be reconfigured, and it's going to capture the original document. At this point, it's just saying, please confirm that this is the content that you want to submit. So as long as it's the right document, you can scroll down and go ahead and hit submit. And then it'll basically show you now, you'll see it has reconstructed your formatting. If it doesn't, then it means that you haven't submitted as either a Word document or as a PDF where you had saved it and captured your formatting instructions. So again, this is really important up front in the course. If you know that you're not sure how your word processor is going to act with this, or if it's one of those other word processors other than Word, or something that'll convert into a PDF, let me know so I can give you some of those options for how to make sure you can get it to save in a way that will capture your formatting adjustments. So, and you can, at this point, you can go to your portfolio if you want. You don't have to, you can just be done at this point. And you can go ahead and hit view again to see what it really looks like from the instructor's point of view. So again, it's going to confirm for you that your formatting is going to be in place, and it's going to show you what the document looks like. And at this point, let's see, you can close out that. You can go back to the class, and just to confirm that you've actually submitted, you can go to view grades. And you'll see that here's the actual assignment you just submitted. If there's a green exclamation point here, you know you're good to go. This means that you've submitted successfully, and your instructor is just waiting to grade the document. Once it's graded, this will turn into a number, and then you'll be able to link to that to see the comments on it. And I'll cover that in a separate video. So once you've made that submission, you're done with that with the actual module, and you can move on to the next. And again, just to reconfirm. Each of these modules is organized the same way. So when you jump into weeks 3 and 4, after finishing weeks 1 and 2, you'll notice the same format. I mean, the same terminology is used in terms of the steps. The only thing that changes is the actual assignment title and the ultimate due date, and then the individual due dates for the step-based work. Right, and then as a last word, as we've already talked about, within these steps, there'll be these forums here, and then there's also your group links as well. And these are always going to be built in as a direct link within the actual module, so you can just jump right into the right forum. If you need a quick reference, the discussion board and the groups are also linked here in this part of the class. So if you wanted to like just say see the whole list of forums across all the assignments in the course because you wanted to jump to one real quick and go get some feedback or something that you wanted to go capture from that, you didn't want to go back to the module, you can just click on discussion board, and here's every single discussion board in the class that you're going to end up navigating through as you engage the modules. If you have any questions about the module process and the step-based process that's associated with each module, email me. I'd be happy to talk to you about it further. Thanks for listening.